All right, guys. So today, oh, there's Shirley. Okay, today, so I'm going to have you guys watch a video for me. If Rebecca will display that for me. And I want you guys to pay attention and tell me what you wonder and what you notice. If we need to watch it more than once, we can. They won't.
Can I make it bigger?
I don't care.
I don't know what it's I just watched.
Is that a sugar cube?
Yeah.
Okay, so sugar, like, it's either sugar cube or Mentos.
They're sugar cubes.
Is it
What did you guys notice?
It's still going.
one dot was moving?
Is that how much sugar is in a
Oh my goodness.
thingy?
This one, you ready?
And then are we figuring out how much sugar would be in the bigger one?
We'll see. So what did you guys notice in that video?
There's a lot of sugar in that little bottle root here.
What little A? A-W.
A&W is delicious. I love A&W. Over some vanilla ice cream.
There's more caffeine in it.
What else did you guys notice?
There was a small one, I don't know, like regular one that you get like from the vending machine.
Was the small one 20 ounce?
20 ounce.
It looks like it's like 20 liters.
I don't know. How they're gonna get there.
That's a big one. All right, so
What else did you notice?
There was a
There wasn't any sugar in front of the big one.
who do you think would get there first, the blue or the green?
I would say green. I think it's blue. They look like a shorter distance. Like even though the blue is running, it's blue.
Yeah.
A&W.
So what do you wonder?
How much sugar is in the big one?
Yes.
Because it's not traffic, if you want to affect it, because.
I wonder how it's proportionate to the amount of sugar in that one.
All right,
Like how much
anything
sugar
else?
was in the little one?
I wonder if it's how much sugar is in a little
Okay. So,
So how much sugar is in the sugar cube?
previous lesson, we talked about.
Yeah, like how do you know how much is in the little one?
So I'm wondering, because I can't remember how many ounces is in a liter.
So how many ounces are in a liter?
Yeah,
Would we want to use something this big or maybe this big?
I can't remember.
Yeah, we don't want to use it big because that's working smart.
I was never good.
So, I'm gonna give you guys the distance.
Is there anything you want to add to your list of wonder?
Color markers, the blue will be the blue dot.
If other sodas have less sugar.
So what kind of units do you think we're gonna use?
How much,
yeah, the
how many sugar
proportion.
cubes were in the little one?
33 ounces in 1 liter.
And how many sugar cubes were in the small one?
Yeah.
And how do the little one and the big one compare?
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyone else have something?
There's only 33 ounces in a liter? Oh,
So I heard miles. I heard.
Okay. Where did my papers go?
I don't know, my dear.
Oh, did she take those up?
Miles per hour. Okay, so
Maybe.
units are in miles per hour.
I'm looking for my papers because I have handouts of how much is in
Oh,
each.
I wonder if she had them sitting here,
I had them sitting
or
there.
you had them sitting here and they, yeah.
Did you steal them, Dr. Castle? You did! Yeah, you do.
All right, so
Okay, so I'm going to give each group a handout on how much is in a root beer. And then I also, between the two of you, because my printer didn't print two, have how much sugar is in a sugar cube, which is 2.5 grams, and I'll write that here just so you have a reminder.
to with your groups, and you start doing that. I want to remind you guys, like the poisoning rods, poisoning rods, how we use for those fractions. How long can we get a little, go back on that. Okay, so
So there's 2.5 grams of sugar in a sugar cube. So with that knowledge, can you make a guess of how many you thought were in the 20 ounce and how many you thought might be in the 2 liter?
poisoning rods, we have one of the rods.
It was
23.
rows of 5 to 30.
You think 20? You think 24 in the little one?
And then you
I'm
get
gonna make a
smaller,
lot of it in 22.
or these harder ones.
A little one.
This is the big one, right? This is the
A lot, probably more like 22.
You think 22 in the little one?
Anywhere from like 20 to 20.
So I have you pulling apart.
Because there's 45 grams of sugar and there's 2.5 grams in a little sugar.
That nutritional value is for the 2 liter.
Well, just the 2 liter.
So you think there's
Okay, so what if I said, show me,
20 to 22 in the 2 liter?
oh, yes, I covered all three. That would be the whole, okay. So, using.
Is there a number that's too little or too much?
It's too little.
Right now, I want you guys to try to.
How about too much?
1,000 is diabetes.
My guess was 20 ounces.
You want me to erase that? Okay. So using either Katie cubes or Cuisinart rods and the information for a sugar cube and a 2 liter of root beer, go ahead and try and see if you can find how many sugar cubes are in a 2 liter. You can pick and work in groups of 3.
How many are in a 2 liter? That's what we're trying to figure out.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so the.
You're going to use the amount of sugar cubes, so you know how much sugar is in a sugar cube, to find out how many are in a 2 liter of root beer. Using your manipulatives. No paper.
This person is doing 2 at a time. Okay. So they're each 2.5. 2.5 is 5,000.
Alright, so what's the relationship?
Because there's 42 grams of sugar. So each 2.5. I was reading.
So 45 grams of sugar.
5. So it's 5 altogether. So 2 is 5, so 5.
Oh, 2 equals 5?
Yeah, 10. Wait, 5.
So Julie, I heard you gasp. What did you guys find so far?
That 2 is 5.
So 2 sugar cubes is 5?
35.
So now we're doing it 5 times.
So you're counting by 5s now? Okay.
45, so 2, 4, 6, 8, 10.
What are you guys thinking over here?
We think there's 18 sugar cubes.
In a 2 liter?
No, that can't be right. Because, this is just for one serving.
Yeah.
So we need that times 6.
And what information about the.
Yeah, so we need to,
Try to use your. To find out.
Well, it says, well, that's, he did the sugars. Hold on. So 2, 4, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 5, 10, 15, 20, 21, 22, 25. So it's not.
So I hear you saying 18 times 6 over here. Can you show me with your manipulatives what that would look like?
You're asking
Do your best.
18, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You want to see them though, don't you?
I do want to see them as best as you can.
I can do that.
45 is how many sugars are in 6. So it's 2 sugar cubes, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 15, 16, 18. So there's 18 sugar cubes.
Yes. But now don't have to do it. I'm sick.
Do we? Because that's the total amount of sugar. This is just the, are we trying to find the serving?
You're trying to find the amount in the entire 2 liter.
In the 2 liter.
In the 2 liter.
No, that's only per serving. That's per serving? So we'd have to. Is it per serving? Is this information per serving?
But I thought it was total.
What do you know about nutritional labels?
I don't know.
You,
I don't read it. I thought it was by serving. I thought it was.
you read nutritional labels by serving.
You do?
Yes.
So we have to multiply this by 6 because there's 6 servings. So this is only 1 serving.
Yeah. So 6 times 18.
Here, I'll just make
All
yours
your
stop.
same color sugar cubes. I'm all willy-nilly over
How are y'all doing over here?
here. Okay, so we've got it now.
You got 6 groups of 18?
6 groups of 18.
So how many does that give you total?
Let me count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 15. Plus 18 is, I'm gonna do it in my head, 36.
Okay, you do that.
We can connect them and make 10.
Oh, you could connect them and make groups of 10 to make it easier to count.
Yes, get some friendly numbers.
I don't know if I'm making it or not. I need more done than It's okay.
So what strategy are you using to get your 6 servings?
I need those. Put those in my bag.
You're still doing groups of 2?
Yeah.
Okay. Caitlin, I see you're using Cuisinart rods. What's your thinking with that?
And we need this.
The shapes make it, the shapes and the colors help me, basically.
So what does each color mean for you?
One of these was 2.5, which was a sugar cube. I don't want to count by 2.5, so that's the thing, but. So I took 2 of these, which 2 of these, same size as one of the red ones. So then this is 2 sugar cubes.
Okay.
5 grams. And then, so with that, I did 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 40, 45. It's 45 in each serving. And then I just found the corresponding sizes
To reduce the amount of squares you have?
to reduce the amount of squares I need. And so this is just my keys, like I'm not counting these ones anymore. I know that there's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 grams of sugar in one of these. And there's 5, 10, 15, 20 grams of sugar in another. Then I can count 25, 50, 75, 100, 125, 150. And then 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 120, and 150, so 270 grams of sugar in total.
Okay. Let's see what your peers have to say when they get theirs.
Or we could do after this, like, 2 groups of 20.
Right? So then we have 1, 2, 3. Okay. So. I want to think about that.
So is there a way that you could make these with Cuisinart rods to show the same amount?
Yes, I think so. 100. So we say
Don't lose them now.
85, 90, 95, 200, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70. So 270.
So Caitlin did something with Cuisinart rods, so why don't you two compare what Caitlin did?
We did a lot more work.
These are all of the sugar cubes.
Okay.
So that sugar cube.
So one of these little things was 2.5.
You said 18, right? Because 9 times 5
2.5
is 45.
Both of these are
Each one
two of these
is
extra.
half of one.
So I counted out one serving, and I found 2 that compare to that. Okay, so then I set them. This is 2 keys, I'm not counting these. Yes. Okay, then, wait, what'd you say? I'm trying to think, this is just my keys, these are 5. So this is 2 sugar cubes. So the one that we know there were 24 sugar cubes and 25 grams of sugar in the orange one. And then there's 20 grams of sugar in this one. So then it's just easier to count because there's 6 servings, there's 6 of these each to count. And so since of that, then 25, 50, 75, 100, 125, 150. So I know that there's 150 of these ones.
So, I
And then
did
for this, I did 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, so 120 of these ones. And so 150 plus 120 is 270.
15 plus 9 is
55 to 60, 65, 70.
So what are you guys thinking with the Cuisinart rods?
We put it in proportion. Each one of these counts as 10.
Okay.
This one's shorter and 2 of the little single pieces will fit there to make it all. But it signifies the 8 that we have there.
Okay.
Or we did
So
two.
this is right.
Okay.
Yeah, so we did 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 35, 45. And then there's 6 servings.
So we made 6 servings.
Okay. Let's come back together now. So Caitlin, you worked with Cuisinart rods. Can you tell me what you did?
Okay, so these little squares, I was like, well, this one's not sugar cubes, this one's but I don't like how much big fives, so no, I'll do that. I know that 2.5 equal 5. So then I realized that 2 of these, the same size, I wanted these little rectangles, and then I just replaced them with these, and these are all 5. So then I counted all these out, until I got 45, and 1 serving is 45 grams of sugar. And so when I did that, I realized that they fit into an orange one, and they fit into this weird brown purplish color. I don't know if that's whatever it is. They're different. And so instead of just trying to like count out all the red ones, I knew that 5 feet, those are 2 different. Comes to 5. This is 25 grams of sugar, and this is 20 grams of sugar. And so then I just needed 6 of these and 6 of these. So let's see how we can use this. And so then I just count my 25 and 20. Yes. And I got 2 sets. This is 150 and this is 120. To represent my feet, I did.
So how much did you say your browns were worth?
They're worth 20.
So they're worth how many red
20 grams of
cubes?
sugar, and they're worth 4.
4 red cubes? So Brittany, your group worked with the Katie cubes.
Yeah,
Can you explain to me what you guys did?
maybe.
Give it a go.
We said each of these was a sugar cube. And so 2 of these would be 5 grams. And then we counted out 9 of these to make 45 grams, so that was 1 serving. But then we knew we needed 6 servings. So then we counted out, we did 9 more, 8 times. Does that make sense? And then, so we had 9 of these, right, that were 9 long? No,
We had 2 rows of 9, which made 18 total.
yes. And then we decided that was too hard to count, so then we took all our Katie cubes and made 10 rows of 10, so we could count at 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 100. 108.
In 6 servings?
And 6 servings.
8 sugar cubes, and then we multiplied that by 2.5 to get how many grams?
Okay.
Yes. Thank you, Rebecca. I needed her to finish my thought for me.
What are we doing Monday? I just wanted
So you multiplied by 6 to get how much?
No, we multiplied by 2.5.
You multiplied by 2.5
I lied. Yes, 2.5.
to get what?
270.
270?
Right?
I think it was about 270, 260.
And you guys also got 270, didn't you? So you obviously both agree, but you came up with different ways to get there, right? So is there any pattern that you noticed while working with these?
Well, for me, I just noticed correlating like how sugar cubes like 5 and all the different colors.
So you noticed the red to orange pattern?
Red to orange. So I think each tried red to brown, like remember? White to red.
We made some friendly numbers, because nobody wanted to deal with the 2.5, so they made it a whole number.
So you made it a whole number?
I think it improved our accuracy.
Any other patterns that you noticed? Anything repeat itself after you made your first serving?
Yeah, for us, we were able to just repeat the 18 cubes that we had 6 times, and then we broke those apart into groups of 10 to make it easier to count.
So how many sugar cubes are in a serving?
We said
18?
18. Yeah, or in 1 serving.
So you notice a pattern of 18 for every one?
Yes.
Do you know what this 0.5 is? What does that mean?
It's half of one.
So it's half of one? So we wrote a 2.5. This is what?
1/2.
1/2? What else would you call it? What's its place value? So it's in the tenths?
5 tenths.
Can you say that?
So 5
Numbers to help you?
tenths.
So she's round.
And this is your what?
That's a very smart idea.
Whole number?
Whole number?
Because that might make it, it might make sense a little bit more since we can't.
And then we found our 18 for every serving.
So you guys can estimate.
Because well, for 9, it equals 5.
Okay. And so we use
So
this
when we
number?
took ours, the 9 sugar cubes
Mm-hmm.
represented 5. So then we had to multiply because 2.5 is half. What was your question? I missed it. I'm sorry.
Now I can't remember it.
I have those.
Oh, and so you were able to use your knowledge of what 5 tenths was to make it a better number to use or a friendlier number because you knew 0.5 plus 0.5 would make a whole? Okay. So can anybody tell me what kind of math you feel like we just did?
Oh my gosh, so much. Multiplication, division.
So,
Using friendly numbers. I don't know if that's a type of math.
well, we'll do types of math and strategies. How about that?
I like strategies.
I do too.
I can never spell that word right. You can put it there when you're done.
So Rebecca, you said you noticed multiplication.
Yes.
Let's have a class discussion. So they're thinking doing miles.
Does everybody agree with multiplication?
Yeah.
What other types of math did you notice?
Did addition.
Addition?
They're trying to get from miles to feet. Has to be possible with that.
What else? You spell your name with a K or a C? There's so many ways to spell Caitlin.
Ratios.
What would that equal?
And how do you spell your name?
ANARIAH.
A-N-A-R-I-A-H? That's pretty. Is that right?
No, not the H, the M at the end, instead of an N.
Oh,
An RA.
okay. And you said ratios?
Yes.
What strategies? Unless you have something to add to this.
Make it a friendly number.
Yes.
So you-
5 to 5 and 10.
So you use friendly numbers.
I'm still simple, so I have to like stick in the lower numbers.
Skip counting or counting by two.
So every
Yeah,
second.
that's what we did. We counted all ours by 2.
First second.
We did
second,
groupings.
Second. Second. 14. 20.
So friendly numbers, grouping, skip counting.
We're measuring speed over here. What are we measuring over here?
Division.
You think we did division?
I did.
And so
I do everything the hard
you
way.
guys right here are looking here.
Anything any group would like to add
What else are we
to this?
going to do? What are you trying to get? You said
No.
15,000 feet per
So where in this do you feel like we did multiplication or division?
2 hour.
We tried it right here, so we're at like 5 into 5, we multiplied by 2 or added 2.
So right here.
So you guys
You can say it in ours, or with Cuisinart rods, 2.5 times 2 equals 5.
So right here as well.
Yeah.
What about division?
For the 18 servings, we had 2 to 9, which was 18. Hold on, I used,
All right, you got time.
give me lots of time because I'm really lazy.
Well, I'll let you keep thinking. Where do you feel like we use proportions?
I used the one I was making, put all of my little things there.
So you used them right here where you were turning.
It's two little vinyl tissues for it, like one red one.
Okay, so you felt like you used them with where you were taking them red to orange and so forth?
Turning them into different sizes so it'll make it easier for me to count.
Okay, where do you feel like we used ratios?
4 cubes, or even the one cube equals 2 equals 5. Yeah, 2 cubes is 5.
So this is a ratio?
So it'd be like the 1 to 4.
And it meant the amount of sugar in the set of cups, because then we had to multiply it, so we had to figure out how much was more.
So your total also did it?
Okay, so you want to change that hour to second.
So if I wanted to write this as a ratio, how would I write it?
Which one?
1 to 18,
So you want to write 1 to 18, how would you have me write that?
1, and then 1 dot on top of another dot.
How many seconds?
So it's a colon. And what does that tell us?
It tells us for every 1 there's 18 parts.
So what one are we talking about?
The whole.
The whole. So for every whole, there's 18. So for every serving, there's 18 sugar cubes. So how would we turn this into a proportion? Your red to orange.
Red to orange, it's 5 to 1.
So it's a 5 red
5 red.
to 1 orange.
Yeah.
What other proportions could you make?
The red to brown is a 4 to 1.
4 to 1.
108 to 6.
So for every 6 servings, there's,
Yeah, because the whole 2 liter is it has 6 servings in it, and we calculated it had 108 cubes.
The white to red is a 2 to 1.
white to red is 2 to 1.
Yeah, 6 to
Do you see any other ratios you want to add?
the 2.5 to 5.
2.5. So for every 1 sugar cube, there's what? So if we made this in a chart of sugar cubes to servings, and sugar cubes here,
But they're the same.
and servings here,
So this fraction looks
what would I put first here on under sugar cubes?
The number of sugar cubes?
So what do you want to start with?
18.
You want to put 18 sugar cubes? And how many servings?
3 miles.
So what would come next?
36.
36? 2. For 2?
They're the same distance.
What about after 36?
54,
That is what we call our unit rate. When we have
and then 3.
You think 54? Do you agree, or are you just saying yes?
It's not changed. It's and you did that by comparing to
54?
54, I agree.
How about this table? Do you agree with 54?
38, 40, 42, 44, 46, 48, 50, 254.
What about after 54?
72.
72? What about you guys?
So you guys
72.
This unit rate, 100 miles. 90. So not like that. 36 seconds.
Oh,
What about after 72?
so you guys found out how long it would take
We're
to
going over the amount of
We're going to go until we get all 6 servings.
90.
90?
Yeah.
35. Or you can do it as a whole group.
And then 108.
But
108?
And then all of those times 2.5 is how we come up with how many grams, right?
So you would do 108
you guys can use it.
times 2.5
Right.
to come up with how many grams?
270.
Because you did it up there, right?
Yeah, I cheated.
So you said you felt like we did proportions and ratios. Can you tell me what you think ratios means, since you said that it was ratios?
Ratios is like the simplified or reduced version of two numbers being compared.
Julia, I want to hear what you're saying. You got a smirk on your face. I want to hear it. Half of 150 is 75. So we got it like 1K. Okay.
It's just, yeah, it's a reduced version of
A little bit of a lot of it.
yeah.
So like a partnerable.
So you all agree with this as your definition for a ratio? So ratios do compare two things, but just like we said right here, where was that? Where's your, those aren't numbers, are they? But they could be written as ratios, couldn't they?
I was trying to divide them.
So it can just compare two categories.
How would you write that in a ratio?
So
So
One orange?
it was 5 red. Like that? Okay. So now using your manipulatives again as an extension activity, I want you to work together as a team to solve that you have $25 for gas.
Oh, so we found that.
And gas is $3.66. Right? How many gallons can you get?
Can you guys use these to find out relationships?
Good question.
Gas prices are high.
They are high. So work in your teams.
Make a ratio for it?
Just tell me how many gallons you can get with $3.60, 66 cents as the price and $25 whole.
Well, what are we doing tonight? Yeah. I'm gonna go for
like
350. And I'm gonna
Starts
change
18.
it up a little bit and see. So
And
how much
then
flying-
350.
how much faster would
Maybe
we
more.
go?
17.
Different feet.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
7, right? So
Three
that's
fifty,
7.
Okay.